All right, let's talk about our hardware challenge this year. You know me, I'm one hot take Chris Brown, just trying to get this done without having to edit. All right, so what we're going to do is these are two actual challenge boxes that will be at the competition this year. So if you are client number 136 or team with client 136, no excuses. All right, so I've got two different configurations. I've got the client here, and that's what every team will get, and then we've got a server variation here, as that's part of the challenge. So each remote site will get a server in addition to the number of clients that they need for each team, and then at the main competition, I'll just have one server running that everybody can use. All right, so I guess to start off, if you're a remote site using like getting this shipped to you, this is about as easy as I could make it. You plug the 9-volt battery into the little power supply here, or click it onto the adapter, and that plugs in the little barrel plug here. And then right next to that, I'll set this on top of the box so we can see. Right next to that is a little power button here. So press down that little white button. See the green light, green LED pops on. Everything starts powering up, and we can see that our display is running through some configurations real quick. It says, "Let's get it." So let's do that. Let's get it. All right, that's it. That's it for the server. So I'm gonna set that aside. I got an extra battery in there just in case, but I would expect these to last far longer than you care to use them. All right, so in your client box, I'm going to take out the jumper wires right now. I'm gonna set those aside and use my own so I don't mess up yours. That will be the only thing that's not truly what you get, box 136, but yours will work better. All right, so the first thing you'll note is the 136, or whatever your number is, will be on the outside of this little plastic case. Inside the plastic case, please be careful, we have our LoRa radio as well as our Arduino Nano. We have one USB-C to USB-C cable. If that doesn't work, you're going to have to figure it out. And then we've got one display in its own, a little OLED display in its own little case here. All right. So laying all that out, and then I got some stickers in there for you because I didn't have use for 7,000 stickers. I've got a small breadboard here for you, and I've already pre-wired the power and ground in an attempt, one, to like keep you from blowing stuff up, which we don't have to worry about too much with this if you watch the other video because we're using all 3.3 volt components. But to kind of expedite it a little bit and give you some guidance as to where the placement might be best suited. That said, if you want to take those off and do something else, go for it. But I guess what I've got up on my screen here, let me pull it up, is pretty much all you're going to need. So this wiring diagram here is pretty much all you're going to need. I think it's high enough definition that you can see exactly what to do. So as long as we orient our breadboard, we plug things in exactly where they go, and then just validate that our ground wire is hitting the ground pin, or is connecting to the ground pin line, and then same with the power is hitting the 3.3 volt line. All right, and then same with our radio next. So I could see very clearly on my screen here that I start at pin 18 with the pins facing me, and let's do that. So, and that's the power pin, and I think I put it right next to this one. The radio is a little bit offset, so you have to get it close to the power line so that you have room to work behind it to get your jumper pins in there. All right, and then that's that. And then our display is going to be upside down as I'm facing it right now, but that's totally fine. It'll work all the same. So I'm going to place it on, again, as per the diagram here, I'm going to place it on the centermost pins and face it across the board. But all my connections will be still on this side. So I'm trying to keep all my connections on this side of the board, at least for the components. And then, whatever, you see the diagram there, right? So same wires I've got here. So I've got D3 in 10 going to my 21. Sorry, I've got to rearrange here, and that is, I guess I should have the wiring diagram up here. Might be even better. Some things I didn't display on the actual README, which is fine, but you could see what's happening here, right? So D3 going to TXD, and these things are harder and harder to read every year. But you kids, you got young eyes, so I have confidence you'll be able to do it. All right, I'm gonna go back to my image. I actually like the straight picture best. All right, and then so from row 11 to, what is it, TXD, or XD on the back. You could do this on the front, it'd probably be even easier. Big fingers, little wires. Okay. And this is kind of dumb and obvious, but if you don't know how a breadboard works, like this whole side of the breadboard, that line is the connection to that pin. So I could plug it in just as easily to the front, and it would work fine. I'm trying to keep it kind of organized here, and exactly like I have in the picture for you. All right, so next I'm going to connect my display to the Arduino. So it looks like I've got row 8, which is pin A4, going to SDA, or row 26 on my board. And I've got row 9, or pin A5 on the Arduino, to SCL on my display. And that's it. That's all I need. I'm going to throw this in here because we'll use that here in a sec. And you're going to see something cool, I think. I think it's cool. Little curveball I threw at you, but not too bad. Okay, that's it. So I need power. I need a longer power cord so we can do this while I'm still showing you. Let's try this guy. Sorry, I should have this part ready. Okay, get my plastic bits out of the way. Well, you know what? I'm going to use your power cord. I told you I would. Or what, 136? You're going to know. All right, so that's all the wiring. So a couple jumper cables, that's it, or jumper wires, and that's it. Plug it in effectively for power at this point, and we're going to see if we did it right. And it looks like we didn't, because I don't have good eyes. So I missed my line on the display. So my display is supposed to be, I don't know if you could tell, it's supposed to be on the very last row. I missed it by 1. So I'm going to scooch that over. I said I was doing it, and I didn't do it. All right, let's try that again. Oh, see, of course, yeah, because that's going to move everything over. This is fun. Live demos, huh? Live recorded demos, whatever. All right, I need to move my pins over because I just adjusted everything. Okay, for real this time. There we go, we got power. So that means I have power and connection to, like, all this is only happening, it's only displaying anything because I've sent it from the Arduino. It's programmed in the sketch that, again, is available at this repo. So there's the first flag. So because I properly connected all the components, wired it up, and applied power, I get the first flag. That was test number 1. Okay, and that's the real flag. So I definitely can't release this until it's done. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to adjust a couple things. So with the instructions that you're going to get some hints or clues. And one of the things is you have to receive the beacon from the server. Now, if we go into the repo and look at the server, we can see that the server is on network ID 73 and its address is 4. That's key, right? So one, you can look at the code for the server. Two, actually, while I'm here, another thing you're going to look for is what the server is trying to parse out from commands sent to it to respond to. Boy, it's impossible to do. Okay, so if I get a flag request, or if I get a message, and I need to check if it's a flag request, right? So hello there is my demo example. It's not really what we're going to use. Yeah, okay. So you'll see that my client is network ID 37, needs to be 73, tricked you. So you just have to change that. And then you have to change the destination address to be 4. And I put the comments here, so it's, you don't even really need to go to the server code to figure it out. But and this is your client address. So in this case, 136, right? Yours will say 136 or whatever your client is. Okay. So let me see. Let's do this. 136. 73 is what it's supposed to be, and 4 is what it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing. Yeah, let's go. So I'm gonna set you up for success here, 136. All right, so if I have what is correct, I've adjusted my sketch here. Obviously, I go here, download it, edit what I need to, right? So as you saw in the repo, it'll be 37 and 44. I just make it right. Okay, and then I go ahead and upload that. So I've connected to it, and I'll upload it. It's got to recompile. All right, now it's uploaded, or it's loading. Okay, now we're going to go back through this initialization phase, like so we reset up everything. That's still the same. That's encrypted in the code. That's fine. I have messed with the code here, so let's ignore this one. But let me clear my serial monitor here, and what you're going to see is a beacon from the server on network ID 73. Right, so the server is operating on 73. We know that because we saw the server code, and because I left a comment in there for you that says needs to be 73. All right, and so here's flag number 2, and you can see it pop up on our display here. I don't know if you can see all that, but there's 2. Okay, and then so that's it. And the final flag is achieved by sending that appropriate message to the server and getting the flag in response. So while in my demo here I've got hello there, I put adjust to whatever the server is expecting. And I am going to have to go, that's why I hesitated earlier, because I'm going to have to go change that in the code. Or, what I put? Oh no, yeah, so I've got a comment in there. So it is hello there as my demo. I put a comment in there, and I gave you some get blame references. So you can go get blame all this and get the history to see what it was supposed to be when it was working or whatever, right? But I gave you the comments there. I'm not trying to make it an all day affair here. All right, so give me flag. It happens to be the exact same length. It doesn't happen to be. It is very deliberately the exact same length. So this send flag request Function is fantastic because it doesn't really matter what the length is. It's going to calculate it and properly build the AT command to send. So give me flag, because we're using a real server here. It's not my demo anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and change it. And then same thing, I'm just going to have to upload that. And okay, so this send flag request, what you could do is run this up in the loop, right? So you could just loop that forever, and it's going to keep sending, and you're going to keep getting it. Gets a little bit out of order. I was meaning for it to be a little more deliberate. So I put in here a button. So if the button is pressed, and then do the thing, right? So that's not actually it. It is. Let me find my call here. Yeah, so if the button's low, send flag request. So kind of. I define up here button 5, button pin 5, so D5 on the Arduino. That's why I've got this in the wiring diagram as well, and in the picture, I mean, I've got this random cable, and there's no coincidence I gave you five jumper wires. But if you press the button, it sends flag request, right? That function. That function sends the appropriate message and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you understand how a button press works, it's either pulling high or pulling low, right? So actually, all we have to do, we don't have a button. I didn't give you a button, so I hope you're confused about that for a moment. And then you figure out how to press a button without a button. And how we do that is simply to ground that pin. So if I ground that pin, I get flag 3. So it's pretty quick. I'll try it again here. Let me clear, and you're going to see my send. So I'm going to hit the ground, pull it, and so that's a button press, and it sent give me flag, which worked, and then I got the response with flag 3. And that's it. From sender address 4, which we know to be the server, and then this is the beacon, right, as it keeps coming in. And that's how we can differentiate and tell which one is which, is when I press the button, and why I would recommend maybe not putting it just in the main loop, so that you can differentiate which flag is which. But that's it. So all 3 flags, boom, nailed it. And what do we? I mean, I wasted a fair amount of time saying the same thing over and over, but hopefully this helps, shows you that at least for 136, you're good to go and you got what you need. I hope you have fun with the challenge, and I'll see you there. Let me know.